Okay, Beth, so how do you make it so that the roofers don't screw up when they go to a customer's house?
I try to make the best plan possible. So what I do when I arrive is I talk to the customer, let them know that I'm here, and then I go around the property and take some photos, make a plan. So I'm just going to walk you through really quickly and let you know what I do.
Okay.
So when I come, first and foremost, I take a picture of the front of the house and let them know that this is a photo for the people who deliver the shingles. So the people who deliver the shingles know exactly what house it is that they have to deliver to, because, you know, mistakes happen, things get mixed up, and sometimes people think that the last two numbers are backwards.
Yeah.
That has happened once. So when I come to, I look at the property, and as you can see, this homeowner has lights and plants and ornaments. So I would take a picture, make a note for the crew that they should move these things so they don't get broken or damaged before tarping this off. And then when there are flowers and stuff, we make a note that we should probably bring some plywood so we can prop that up against the house in order to protect the plants. Oftentimes there will be downspout extensions, so we make notes that either the crew has to move them in the upright position or they just have to move them so they don't get damaged and hidden by tarps. Just a precaution, obviously. We make note of decorative driveways as well, so, you know, nothing happens to them. Beware of dog. Okay. So
You're used to have a big dog.
Yes. I love big dogs. So when we come, we actually tarp off the entire perimeter of the house to ensure that any debris that falls from the roof gets caught by the tarps, and it makes it a little bit easier for cleanup. Then, yeah, I guess we're gonna go up top now, because there isn't really a whole lot to make notes of in the back. So, I guess I would also make note that we would be parking the dump in here, so we have access quickly to take the shingles from the roof and just dump them into the bin as well.
Camera guys, gotta be safe. Okay.
So when I come up the ladder, every single time I check to see if there's any drip edge. And this one doesn't have drip edge, I can feel that. So I mentioned that we will be installing drip edge as well as cleaning out all the gutters. We do it every single time, and as we clean the gutters, we actually tap in all of these spikes here to ensure that the gutter is flush against the fascia before installing the drip edge. That's pretty important to be, you know, just thorough. Then I'll come take pictures of any delamination of the shingles. Clearly this roof doesn't have enough ventilation for the attic space. This single roller board isn't enough. So we would want to either put in ridge vent or cut in more holes, but that's another conversation. So we would replace this lead plumbing boot with a plumbing rubber and an ABS pipe. We don't reinstall anything because the roof that we're going to be installing is going to last 35 years.
So what is an ABS pipe, Beth, for the people out there that don't know what that is?
So it's a black pipe. Like, it's a black plastic pipe that comes out of here. So this area here actually ventilates your toilet. So yeah.
and why is it got to? It's because it's got to come above the roof deck, right?
Absolutely.
All right. How does that smell? Okay. And then what about that right there? We do something with those too, don't we?
Yes, we always remove the caulking around here, the old caulking, and then reseal that to ensure that, you know, it's going to last for the duration of time.
So, guys, this is a simple roof. but I've spent a lot of time, continue to spend a lot of time working with Beth. Reason being, of course, that we want to make sure that every inspector, first of all, has experience on roof, right? So Beth has been a shingler. She was a laborer. She was a shingler. She ran a crew. She ran the repair vehicle when she was just doing repairs. Now she does inspections, quotes, warranty claims, insurance claims. She kind of does everything. And so the biggest thing is we make sure that when we assume that every customer has no idea about anything about roofing, and we want to plan out the job so the customer knows what we're doing, as well as the roofers know what's been promised to the customer. Because one of the biggest reasons for the whole the contractor nightmare that you're going to hear about on the news once a year, right, or read about in other people's Google reviews when you hear something bad happen, most of it's due to either bad planning, no planning, or improper, ineffective communication between the person who estimated and promised something to the customer and then the people who actually do the work. And if you add another layer, such as a subcontractor, well then you need to have systems and processes in place to make sure the subcontractor understands it. The reason we don't subcontract is because then all of our estimators have the same software, the same programs, the same computer apps, all the different things that make it so that when the workers show up, they can just open the job and they see all the job notes. They see everything that was promised to the customer. That way, there's no miscommunication or confusion as to what was promised, because it's not up to the estimator to write some summary. It's not up to the foreman or the production manager to try and create some kind of job plan after the fact and try and interpret what was promised to the customer. In this example, Beth is just out here right now. She's actually going to do it. So she's going to go around, she's going to take pictures, she's going to take notes, she's going to take her measurements, and then put that all together into a nice photographic job report. Then, because those guys have the same apps, when they open up their phones, they can not only see what the job plan was, but they take progress pictures and a finalized closeout report so that we know that everything was done according to plan, but also you, the customer, know that everything was done according to plan. That's the benefit of hiring and paying hourly and having our own people. It is a little bit more challenging because we can't just up and down and scale our capacity when we want to, but we have control over every step of the process from start to finish, because we're not allowing someone who works for another roofing company yesterday and another roofing company tomorrow to work for us today. It's only our people. They're paid hourly. They're not paid by the bundle. The incentive is to do the job right, not fast, because they're literally compensated for every minute of time they spend here. And so when we know that we're compensating them for every moment of time they spend here, the idea is that we can create a job plan for them to execute based on the experience of one of our top people who's been with us for a very long time, or obviously Joe or myself, who are owners and obviously have a huge incentive to make you happy, because this is our whole livelihood, right? So Beth and I are going to go finish up this estimate, and we'll see you again next time.